Hello, it's Ben Krieger here. I'm here in my living room. Behind me is my dining room chandelier, as my office is in my dining room. We're going live today. We were supposed to go to live on Kickstarter, but the snow outside seems to have interfered with our internet service temporarily. And I'm a little impatient. I want to take a look at these books. So I hopped over to our Facebook page, Black to Death. I'm just sitting here. I said we would go live about 1:15, so I'm mostly just waiting for people to hop on here. I'm going to be going through the proof of Black to Death. So give it another minute or so. I'll ramble on here. Explain something. So during December, we discovered a couple glitches in the files. So we went ahead and reworked some of them. And now we're finally on to the printed proof, which is really exciting. And so I'm going to be opening that package in just a minute here. My clock's on my computer, so that's why I keep looking up. Let everyone here on Facebook, and hopefully people will jump over from Kickstarter, get on their Facebook and check this out with us. And we'll see if I made the corrections we needed and that the books are good to go so we can get them printed and hopefully sent out in a few weeks. It's been a crazy journey. Anyways, so looks like it's 1:15, so here's the package. Yay! I've actually never done printed proofs, which is why some of my books in the past have had some minor errors, and I do apologize for those. But people keep telling me that it'll be a rare collector's item kind of thing. But because I'm the perfectionist, I wanted to get printed proofs this time, and they actually weren't that expensive. I print through Greco Printing or Comics Wellspring, and they've always actually been really good, very helpful, very generous. I really like this company a lot. I enjoy the books that they're printed on, the way they print books with a really thicker cover, and they seem to be a little sturdier. Anyways, so this is exciting. So here's the reveal. Ooh. Sorry, that's the advert. So, see? Proof. I don't know if you can see that. This light behind me is really annoying. So, what they sent me today was the proof for the sketchbook and the proof for the actual comic. So, first, we're going to make sure that here on the cover, everything's lined up correctly. So what you want to make sure is that, you know, your logo isn't getting chopped off over here and everything's visible. And it looks like everything's fine here. And I remembered the little trademarks this time. I often forget the trademark, which is probably bad. Looks like everything's in order. And so this is exciting. You know, we did that convention exclusive black and white, and so that was, you know, pretty cool. And we shared the PDF of that with everyone on Kickstarter. And so I have seen this book in black and white, and so have some of you. But here's the color version. And so what I'm checking here is, for those of you who know, there's a difference between the colors that you see on your computer screen and the colors that get printed. Your computer screen shows colors in what is called RGB. I don't know, you can look it up. Then print, of course, is CMYK, which is Sierra, Magenta, Yellow, and oh, you know what? I can't remember the K. Anywho, so what we're looking at is we want to see if the colors are, you know, bright like we wanted. And it looks like, at least here on the first page, we got our little binary code. If you type these numbers in to a binary code translator online, you will discover the secret code that gets fed into the pilot's brains of the BSD. And of course, here's page one that you've all seen, right, online. So here it is printed, and it looks like the colors are pretty good. So what I'm looking at again is making sure that everything's lined up, that I didn't mess up. I apologize for saying a lot. I have a bad habit of doing that. That page looks alright. So on the black and white version, we had some issues with, turns out it was flattening. I forgot to flatten the damn files. And so some of the black issues, blacks didn't come together, and so there was like a gray outline, which is called the gutters or bleeds. And so what I'm looking at here is we did have problems on this page from the black and white version, but if you can see, the blacks on the edges did come up well. So I'm taking a closer look at those, because I know that was an issue with the last printing, and I don't want it to be an issue for you guys. I want this book to be as perfect as it can be. It looks like it's pretty cool. This is something else that I was kind of worried about, and so I'll point it out. So if you see right here, so there's the elf, right? And so I was a little worried his head would get cut off. So the bleeds on that were very tricky to kind of figure out exactly how much he needed to make it work, but it looks like it works perfectly. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Now let's go to this. This is another page that we did some flattening on. So this panel, actually, I added a thicker gutter border on it, and also this was originally gray, and I made it black. And so that's on my photoshopping skills, which aren't the strongest, but it looks like it worked nonetheless. So those were some of the issues that I was really worried about. We'll go to another page further up. I'm not going to go through this page by page because I think it will make the video too long, and I want some surprises left. But so far it's looking good. So there was one page that I'm really concerned you guys might be concerned about. So yeah, it does look a little weird, and I'll go ahead and show you guys. So first, my apologies. Oh shit, I found a mistake on the next page. Alright, so what you can see here is how we did lettering this time. We did the bubbles without any lines around them. No edges, because in Ides we did that and it looked really cool on the painted pages, so we did that again. However, this panel does look a little weird because the white kind of fades into the background. But other than that, it looks really good. What the mistake I found on the next page, and I won't reveal it because I'm keeping this video. I knew that, John. K means black. I'm trying to keep this video safe for work kind of thing, and the next page is not safe for work. But it's just a minor thing. One of the bubbles, word bubbles, has lines around it, so I'll have to go back and probably delete that. Let's see, what else are we looking for? Oh yeah. So our Facebook gag. So I think it's all right. You may have to get like this little gag right there. For those of you watching, I'll give it away. So when you're reading the book, you can see it. Ed types on his Facebook, "Goodbye, Crew World," and the joke there, and it's a terrible thing, a terrible joke. But it says Chris Evans, his ex-girlfriend, and 12 others like this, and that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, that kind of bullying does exist on Facebook, but we thought we'd play with it a little bit. Hopefully, I won't go to hell for that joke, but we'll see. So, what we're looking at here, I'm going to show you some color pages. So this isn't a giveaway too much. I hope. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't show you guys those pages because maybe you haven't read the black and white version. So anyways, for those of you just joining us, we're going over the proof of Black Suited Death #1. And I've discovered one small issue that I don't think you guys will actually care about. But, you know, like I said, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. But overall, it's looking pretty good. I'm going on looking at the last pages now. Seriously, the last page of this story for this issue. Dexter just, you know, he blows it out of the water all the time. He's so awesome to work with. I can get chills seeing it in color and printed now, and that's fucking badass. Sorry, I said I'd keep this safe for work, but I swear a lot. Come on, give me a break. So there is some issues with. I thought there might be. So when we go over the sketchbook in a moment. You'll see that I added some pages from the canceled Black Suited Death 0 because we ended up rewriting the story in prose, and but we used some of the art, and it looks like maybe I used the wrong file here, so I may go back and correct that. It's a little blurry, a little pixely, and I don't care for that. And then, but the other picture is pretty good. Okay, there's a little cat. The fish and the cat will make sense once you read the story. One thing I feel like I should apologize for. We ran out of money in our art budget before we could get the Fred Hembeck cartoon colored. So I'm a little sad about that. But, you know, it's still in the book, and it's still very funny. Seriously, when I first opened it, I laughed my butt off. And, of course, the thank you page. It looks like it's all legible. So this is where all your names are on here. There's still 17 of you left who haven't filled out the survey. So I put your Kickstarter name in here, unless, you know, you previously said don't do that. But by filling out the survey, you can say what name you want. If you get back to me today, I can change it. Or send it. Oh, here's my son. What? You drew a bus with lots of colors? Do you want to show Facebook? There, so this is my son's tablet, and he's coloring his book. He's showing it off. There you go, buddy. Anyways. Work at home dad, right? So today's Saturday, so actually I think you have until I have until Monday to make corrections, and then any corrections we need, and we'll send those to Greco Sunday night or Monday morning. So if you're one of the 17 that haven't answered the survey, yes, please do. I want to get the right name in the book and thank you properly. All right, go away. And then. It looks like the credits page was a little bit legible. I did white on black and white color, so I was concerned about that. Let's see, what else was I freaking out about? Oh, I don't know, I can tell you about this, and then we'll move on to the next book. So, I'm just trying to get a closer look at here. You do have lots of pictures. This was another page I was a little concerned about because, again, it's something that I did a little bit of photoshopping on. I added a white border here for the TV picture, so it wouldn't kind of disappear with this whole somber page. And it looks like everything came out well. It looks like everything flattened well enough. I apparently figured it out, which is exciting. So we're going to go to the sketch page, but again, for those of you just joining us, we just took a look at the proof for Black Suited Death #1. On the back, well, here's the cover for those just joining us. This should record. I'm hoping this records, and then you guys can watch it later if you want more info on it. There we go. So on the back, I'm using advertisement. that the veteranscrisisline.net has on their website. They have several different options. So if you want to put out flyers or put ads in your books and stuff like this, they have that available for free to get the message out that...
it's time to go outside.
Okay, hang on. They're really excited about the snow. Why don't you go get some jeans on? So after this, I apparently going to go freeze my butt off in the snow. So yay! I enjoyed it the first time, but we don't get snow in Oregon very much, so not used to it. Anyways, back to this. So as you know, I'm a veteran, and I deal with depression and suicidal thoughts and stuff. So the Veterans Crisisline.net has a program to help veterans reach out and get help. The phone number is 1-800-273-8255, and then you just press 1. And this is one of my favorite ads because it talks about it matters, as in you matter, your family matters. Okay, take it to mommy. Talking about a very serious issue and I'm being interrupted. Again, if you are feeling like maybe you just can't carry on, I implore you, carry on. It does get better. There are ways to fight it. There are ways to heal. Call the crisis line, or this the National Suicide Crisis Line, which I believe is actually the same number. 1-800-273-8255. Your life matters and you are worthy. So moving on to the sketchbook that a lot of you will be receiving. Sorry, I gotta check and make sure the ad isn't this. So just like Kablam and other PODs, they give you a small discount for putting their ad on here. And I originally had the Warrior Innkeeper logo on the back with our website, but the discount on this book was very significant, so I went ahead and went with the ad. Oh, thank you, John. I'll let you know. Okay, so this is the sketchbook. So this is, again, I think it's like the third incarnation of the sketchbook. So we have one that you may have seen at cons here in Oregon. But because we released a 4th edition Black Suited Death Ides of March, I wanted to update the sketchbook too. So we've added the new cover, the sketch that Brett Weldelay originally presented us with. And then, of course, a sketch of the original cover for Ides of March is in the book as well. And so, with the sketchbook, we're making sure that the sketches show up because they are in pencil, and sometimes pencil's a little bit weak when it comes out printed, and you gotta like raise the contrast and make other changes. So what I'm checking here is a couple of things right away that I see. Now, again, this is something that I see that you probably don't care about. The logo, I would like it to be, you know, about 1 centimeter closer to the edge, and of course I think there's way too much space in between the logo and the title. Again, it may or may not change those things. But in here we have a little description, an updated version of Labor of Love, which was the original introduction, and then I added a creator's note explaining this version. And of course, at the bottom here, give credit to the artists who worked on Ides of March, which is Stefano Carselli, did an awesome job with the interiors. Tony Morgan did our original cover. Brett Weldelay, of course, did the new cover. And I don't know if it's vain or not, but I wanted to tell the whole story of how this character got turned into a comic book. So I went ahead and included my original sketches, which are quite horrendous. And I'll show you there. That is my original design for the Black Suited Death. What? Isn't Mommy helping you? Just a moment, I'm sorry. Alright, you're You need socks too, okay? And a new shirt. Go get a real shirt. I'm gonna have to wrap this up really quick because they're getting impatient. 3-year-olds, toddlers, they're not very patient. So this is one that I was concerned about, but it looks like it's easy enough to see. The pencils on that sketch were really light. Okay, so here is. I'm gonna have to ask the printer about this. Because this is one of those weird things that sometimes happens and you're not really sure why. But if you can see, I don't know if you can see quite as well as I can. So the black here, and I'm really glad I asked for printed proofs now, because then we can address this issue that you may not be able to see. It's gray, like pale, like maybe the blacks weren't rich enough. So we'll have to see about that. But it looks like most of the pencils turned out, but the blacks. So I'll ask about that and see what we can do to make it richer. Because like on some of the later pages, because this is what it should look like, and the other pages aren't quite like that. But it looks like the pencils turned out really well, so that's nice. And again, I don't know, maybe there was a flattening issue. I'll have to go back and check my file. That's really unfortunate, because there again, the Zero Kitty, I must not have flattened the page or something, so that's embarrassing. Anyways, on the back page you'll see the art for the Canceled Zero comic, and also the first Little BSD by Tony Morgan. There's all the steps that he sent me and his creating of it. Yeah, just a moment, honey. Just a moment. So overall, it looks like BSD #1 doesn't really have any issues that would concern you guys. It only really has one issue that concerns me. The sketchbook, I will have to go back and make sure that the files are flattened. I could have swore I did. I know, that bugs me. Probably more than it should. But it looks pretty exciting. So the differences, I'll touch on that before I go. The differences between this version of the sketchbook and the one that you may have seen before is I thought we'd have a little bit of fun and show what terrible writers Ed and I were when we first wrote the script. And so we have excerpts from the script on one page. Then we have the layouts and sketches on that page. And then, of course, the final pencils will be laid out. And they look spectacular. I want to go play in the snow! But that's cool. That's really exciting. I've never done printed proofs before, and I'm really glad I did this time, because like I said, the blacks on the sketch page didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. We have time to fix it, so I'm going to work on those files.
I tried it was too.
It's a butthead. I'll work on those files this weekend. I'll get them to the printer Monday morning. I'll go ahead and shoot out an email now to about those blacks to see if it was my fault or their fault. It's usually my fault because, like I said, while I can letter books when it comes to colors and stuff like that, I haven't quite learned everything. I'm really trying to learn that part. I struggle remembering stuff. Like if I don't use the program every day, my brain likes to dump it. Go away. You're so obnoxious.
I'm talking to him.
Okay. My son is talking to you guys. Anyways, we'll get those issues resolved right away. Get the print run up and going, and we'll I'm having a brain fart here. And we'll get the book out to you. I want to express my eternal gratitude for your patience. Just a lot of unexpected things happened this fall. We really wanted this book out by October because we had plans that we've had to push back. because right now our goal is just to get the rewards out to you guys as soon as possible. We really wanted to run Black City Death number 2 in March, the Kickstarter for it, and we're debating if we need to push that back as well. So basically, the fall was a real rough patch, something that I didn't expect. It usually takes 4 to 6 months to produce a comic book on my side, and this is what are we in, month 8, I think. And so that's incredibly disappointing and disheartening, and I really appreciate everyone's patience for the book, and we're doing everything we can to get it out to you guys, and to have it ready for con season, which is creeping up on us really fast. The first convention here in Oregon, I believe, is in March. There might be one in February, I forget. My apologies. Anyways, I'm gonna go freeze my butt off in the snow. Thanks for joining us, taking a look at these proofs, and I'm gonna work my butt off to get these books out to you guys. Again, appreciate the patience, and we'll see you soon. Bye.